Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to this Friday, April 5th edition of Guadalupe Valley Views. I'm Megan Barthels. Sausagefest time in Schulenburg. On the line with us is Marcia Hrncir. She's the executive director of the Schulenburg Chamber of Commerce, and I guess the cheerleader for the Schulenburg Sausagefest. Hey, thanks for allowing me to take a little time out of your week to visit with us on the show.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. We're really excited about Sausagefest. We love putting this event on. It's a lot of fun.
It really is. And from my experience last year at the Texas Shortest Parade, when I seen Mike Schwesper come by and throw out little smokies in aluminum foil, I knew that I was in the right place.
Hey, we like to do a lot of fun things during the event. One of them is the sausage tossing contest. So be sure to sign up for that if you're at the event.
Yeah, you got a lot of unique events that I want to get to. This being the 6th annual Schulenburg Sausagefest in downtown Schulenburg. As we record this program, you guys are still making the decision whether or not to either have it in historic downtown Schulenburg on right there or move it out to Walters Park. You're going to make that call. So with people listening right now today, where can they go to find out more information on to learn if the Sausagefest has been moved?
They can go to our Facebook page, Schulenburg Chamber, or the Schulenburg Sausagefest Facebook page. They can call us at the Chamber, 979-743-4514. I think we'll have extra people standing by to answer those calls.
Okay, perfect. Walk me through the day on Saturday. Now, I know you guys have been going crazy this week, and God bless you. Y'all have answered all the phone calls and pointed folks in the right direction, but there's some unique activities, and you get underway on Saturday morning, I guess about 11 o'clock?
At 11:15, we start out with Texas's shortest parade. It's a whole block long. And then at 11:30, the Schulenburg ISD Shorthorn Band plays a few tunes for us. And then the official opening ceremonies are at 11:45. And we'll have the presentation of the flags and the Pledge of Allegiance and the Star-Spangled Banner. And then at 12 o'clock, we have a grand march in the street. And the Moravians will be playing from 12 to 2. And the leaders of the grand march will be a former polka king and queen, Mark and Ashley Hermes. And Mark is actually with the Czechaholics, who will be playing from 2:30 to 4:30. And then at 4:30, we have the hog calling contest. If anybody wants to enter that, there's no cost. They just come up to the stage. And the prize is a piggy bank with $100 in it. And that's always a lot of fun. And then at 5 o'clock, Mark Halata and Texavia will be playing. And then after they're finished, we'll be announcing the winners of the sausage contest. And that'll be for categories like dry sausage, smoked sausage, fresh sausage, everything but the oink, pigs in the blanket, and sausage-based concoctions. And we also have a contest for homemade wine, pickles, and sauerkraut, and those winners will be announced around 2:15. And then we're going to finish out the night with Bill Pekar and the Rainey Brothers, who always put on a great show.
Talk to me about the activities as far as the sausage-making contest, and is it too late to get registered and entered for these contests?
Not at all. We take them up until the last minute on Friday afternoon. And if you're bringing a team and you want to set up, you can actually do that Friday evening or Saturday morning, whichever you choose. And let's see, they have children's activities like a bounce house and sandboxes. And we have a new adult activity that's being sponsored by the Literary Club, and that's a wine ring toss. And we'll also have arts and crafts vendors.
That sounds like a lot of fun. And you mentioned that there's going to be a number of kiddo activities, and this event is really for the whole entire family. And I want to also mention that there's no charges to come down and attend and walk around in downtown Schulenburg.
That's right. It is a free event. That always has been our goal, to have it free and to really serve the community, because all the all the food and drink vendors and the ones that put on the children's events, those are local nonprofits, and they all get to keep 100% of what they bring in. And a couple of other charities that will be benefiting from this is the American Legion Riders. They will have a motorcycle ride. And Wing is sponsoring the worst run ever. It's a fun run.
Good deal. Well, I want to go back through the arts and crafts and the food. There's a lot of different choices as far as what you can get down there to eat. I recommend the hamburgers. Those are always really good. But you can get everything from iced tea to lemonade to adult beverages, soda water, and all kind of goodies out there.
Oh, yeah. Sausage on a stick, sausage wrap, sauerkraut. We have ladies that come in and sell turkey legs. We're going to have plenty to eat. And the St. Anne's Society has a bake sale, and they usually make about 100 strudels, and those sell out very quickly. So if you want one, you better get there early.
One thing I noticed, I guess it was last year when I was in attendance, was a lot of the larger packers or producers of sausage around the area also participated in this event. Folks like, I remember, Mackers and Shiner and Eddie and Yoakum. And then you had, I think, Belleville Market was there. And I don't want to leave anybody out. But that was pretty neat to see this event continue to grow year after year.
Oh, absolutely. This year we're going to have Mackers, EJ's, Willie Joe's, City Market, and Proshek's. And they will be handing out samples of their sausage, and they also will be allowed to sell their packaged sausage for people to take home.
That's worth the drive, but then you also have the bonus of all the free music in the afternoon that you mentioned earlier with the Moravians, Checkaholics, Marcolata, and Texavia, and wrapping up Saturday night with Bill Petcar and the Rainey Brothers. Anything else going on that we need to know about as far as maybe parking and things like that?
Well, you're on your own to park. We don't have any shuttle parking this year, but there's plenty along the streets. There's a few empty lots around town. Parking is free, of course. So we hope everybody comes out and has a good time.
Absolutely right. And again, as we record this program, you're still waiting on making the call on whether having it down in Schulenburg in historic downtown or moving it out to Walters Park. Now, you can go to that Facebook page. You can look up Schulenburg Chamber or the Schulenburg Sausage Fest on Facebook to learn more information on that. And is there anything else that we may have missed that you wanted to get out to our neighbors listening on the radio today?
My gosh, I think we've covered everything.
Well, listen, good luck to you and all the volunteers. Thank you for all your hard work. Oh, by the way, I need to get the street name so we can punch it in our GPS and get down there to downtown if we've never been there before.
Okay, our office is actually on the street where the event takes place, and our address is 618 North Main Street. Make sure you go to North Main and not South Main. And I want to mention another thing. You also have, I forgot to mention, plenty of souvenirs for Schulenburg Sausage Fest available this weekend. Oh, yeah. We've got some great new maroon-colored T-shirts, and we'll have koozies, of course. So, support the chamber that way by purchasing those items.
Well, Marcia, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule once again. I know you're busy folks this week. I wish you the best of luck in the event this weekend, and thanks for being with me on the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
On the line, we ride up from Schulenburg up to Snook, Texas. That's where Chilifest is being held this weekend. And we're visiting with, well, this name may sound familiar to you because she's very heavily involved in Area Go Texan and Gonzales County Area Go Texan. But this weekend, she's in purple, and she's wearing her Chilifest hat and volunteer T-shirt. Sherri Hooper's on the line with us. Sherri, I know you're super busy with the concert and preparations getting underway this weekend, but thanks for notching a little time to visit with us here on the radio today.
No, it's always great to visit with you, Agin, and thanks for calling.
You have the annual, and I don't have the paperwork in front of me, and I'm not even going to try to guess at it, the annual Chilifest, which is underway in Snook, small community inside Burleson County, near Bryan College Station area. And what annual event is this year?
Oh, man. I know I've been doing this 27 years.
Uh-huh.
And there was at least a couple years in Bryan College Station. So it's probably the 29th year, give or take.
That sounds about right to me from the stuff that I've seen and we've shared on social media. But Chilifest, for a lot of Aggies and Aggie alumni and folks in the Brazos Valley, it's a party with a cause, if you will. Now, y'all have done some things a little different. I think tonight, being Friday, is open to the public. And tomorrow, and I know you got a great list of entertainers, and I know we don't have them all in front of me, but I know tomorrow afternoon, Cody Jinks is headlining the entire event, and prices of admission and parking information and everything like that is available at chilifest.org. But I want to get back to the folks that benefit on Chilifest. This is one main reason I think you're involved, because Chilifest gives so much back into the community. Let's talk about the funds that are raising just after this, a week of preparing and a week of tearing down and cleaning up. For the rest of the year, Chilifest gives back.
Yes, sir, it does. Chilifest, in the last several years, they average between $175,000 and $200,000 a year going back to nonprofits in the Brazos Valley and other areas, even up to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. It's phenomenal what Chilifest has done and the history behind it all. And there, too, all of that is available at chilifest.org or on the Facebook page, Chilifest Music Festival. It's a great, fun time for many that come, and it's a little bit of work for some volunteers and some guys that are chairmen for this event every year. But, when your end result is helping so many thousands of people, how can you go wrong?
Yeah, absolutely. And your position there is the volunteer coordinator. Is that correct?
Well, there's really no titles. I do a little bit of everything. My main title is mom, as it is with other organizations a lot. I do organize the volunteers. We do, once we get to the grounds and it's time for the event, like today, we are manning the ticket booth for 21 and over, ID booths, the wheel call, the entrance gates, the exit gates, all the perimeter gates, and there's just lots of other places I have to think of. But then I also am directly involved with taking care of all the entertainer riders. I book all the motels for our stage crew, our lighting, sound, and the big screen people, all of those people, the vendors that for the production end of this. Every year I manage, all of their arrangements, sleeping arrangements and stuff. There's so many factors involved in an event this size that a lot of people take for granted, but it's the little things and it's the details that if you take just 5 more minutes and put a little effort in it, it's what makes it go. Chilifest is, once it got to Snook, it has been notorious for being run by volunteers, thus helping the donation dollars to be higher. And I taught them a long time ago that if you take care of the people that are helping you, they will gladly come back. We work in the rain, the heat, the cold, the whatever, and yes, it can be hard work, but we make it fun, and we're always wanting to come back the next year, no matter what we say on the last day.
And with that being said, in addition to all of your volunteers that are in the Chilifest shirts this weekend, you also have other organizations that join with Chilifest that also volunteer a lot of their time. I know that you've got some folks in the back, and tell me if I'm wrong, I think it's at the VFW, American Legion?
VFW has been on board for many, many years. We have people from a few area code Texans coming in because, you always call on your best friends. Mm-hmm. And then we have Boys and Girls Club. We have Children's Museum people. We have many church groups that come out and help park cars and run gates and do various sundry things. I can't even name them all. We have a group that does basketball for youth. It's a thing that they focus on as youth. And they've come on board the last 3 years. So they're a fairly new group, but they do a wonderful job. And I just can't even think of them all right now. There's probably about 30-some-odd organizations that average getting donations, and it's just really great. And then there's several others that don't actually come to the grounds and participate with volunteering because of the type of organization it is. Some of the Down syndrome group of Brazos Valley, they have been a recipient, and some of the parents sometimes come or friends of will come and volunteer, but we don't require all of the groups to volunteer. We just